Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Ito yung kayo po ang mga ayaw gumising ng maaga, which is also good. This is the real third Sunday of Advent Mass. All Masses are good, so whatever time it is, gabi, umaga, madaling araw, what have you, it is always for God, so it's always good. Now, a little summary of the three readings. Sa unang pagbasa, si Isaías, paborito ng panahon ng Adbyento. Isaiah from chapter 61. From chapter 56 of Isaiah, the prophet refers to a condition that is what we call post-exilic. That means matapos yung pagkatapon sa Babylonia. Nung sila'y napaligtas ni Cyrus, pinaligtas sa Babylonia, yung dakilang pagkatapon sa Babylonia, punong-puno na pag-asa ang bayan ng Diyos. At si Isaías nagbibigay daan sa nag-uumapaw na pag-asang ito. Kung kaya ang pangaral ni Isaías ay pag-asa, glad tidings, healing, freedom, release. How can you beat that? They are all positive. They are all values. We are all looking for release from the imprisonment of our traffic jam in Doña Soledad, right? Since nagpasko na si Jose Marichan, ang traffic natin ay palala ng palala. Mawawala lang ang traffic sa araw ng Pasko. Pero sa mall, bukas na lahat ang mall ng Pasko. Nung araw, ang mall ay sarado. Wala pang mall ng mga bata kami. Mga Good Earth Emporium lang alam namin sa Abinida. Pero ngayon, ang mall ay bukas na rin sa araw ng Linggo. Noong mga 15 years ago, ang mall ay nagbubukas lamang sa hapon. Ang ngayon maghapon na, halos magdamag na. Ibig sabihin, nagbabago talaga ang kultura natin. And I'll talk about it, a little about it a bit later. But suffice it to say for now that the first reading talks about things that we all want, things that we all look forward to, magandang balita, kagalingan, kalayahan, pagkaligtas sa pagkakapihit. Ang ikalawa ay pagpapayaman ng sinabi ni Isaías. Gaudete, gaudete semper, sabi ni San Pablo. Rejoice always in Domino. Rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice always. But then, may karugtong siya. Pag tayo natutuwa, hindi lang tayo nagpa-party. Kailangan din natin magpamisa, magdasal. Kaya sabi niya, pray and give thanks. When you are happy, then your happiness blooms over into prayer, into action, into utterance of gratitude. Because what you have received gratis, freely, now blooms into gratia, grace upon grace. Sa Latin, ang thanksgiving ay gratias agere. Kung tumawag ka ng grasya, gumawa ka ng grasya. That's what it means literally. Give thanks, to do graces, grace upon grace. When you are happy, then you give thanks and you pray. In the Gospel, which is a bit lengthy, anong kwento nito tungkol kay Juan Bautista? I have may bisita tayong aso. I have three words for you. I'm a counselor, so I love to use counseling terminology. Nung tinanong si Juan Bautista, are you Elijah? I am not. Are you the prophet? I am not. Then what are you? I am the voice of one crying out in the desert. What is this? Self-definition. Kung ikaw ay may business at walang pangalan ng iyong maliit na tindahan, mahirap magbenta. Hindi pwedeng sabihin, saan ba ang tindahan mo? Doon malapit sa Caltex. Kinakailan may pangalan. No? Ang ganda ng pangalan ng bagong Lazy Bites, di ba? Nakakaakit kasi Lazy Bites. How can a bite be lazy? But the name invites. Kung wala kang pangalan, you don't have a self-definition, then who are you? Wala lang. Sagot ng mga bata ngayon, sa kagaling, dyan lang. Ba't ka narito? Wala lang. Yun lang sagot ng mga bata. Hindi mo alam kung ano nasa isip. Wala lang. Magte-text sa'yo, ang laman ng text ay wala lang. Ba't ka pa nag-text? Diba? Ganyan ang self-definition. Ano ang sabi ni Juan Bautista? I am not the Christ. He defines himself what? With humility. Self-definition that blooms into self-possession. I am the voice of one crying out in the desert. But self-definition means, he says, I am not the Christ. I am someone else, but not the Christ. And then from self-definition and self-possession, you have a self-projection. I baptize with water, but one coming after me will baptize with the Holy Spirit, whose sandals I am not even worthy to untie. Self-definition, self-possession, self-projection. You need to have a vision. Kung wala kang vision, nagbukas ka ng tindahan, ano ititinda mo? Maski pops, maski ano. Ang mahirap magtinda ng maski ano. Ang pinakamahirap anyayahan sa kainan ay ano gusto mo, kahit ano. Wala sa menu yung kahit ano. Kinakailan mo sabihin, ano ba gusto mo? Vision. What is your vision of yourself? So, ano mga katotohanan sa buhay natin, sa mundo natin? Everyone now is a videographer. Lahat videographer. Kaya lahat yung mga wish list ng mga bata na iniingi sa inyo, ang isa sa malimit na nasa listahan ay cellphone. Cellphone. Pagka wala kang cellphone, you have no self-definition, you have no self-possession, you have no self-projection. Why? Because TikTok is their self-projection. We are number one in TikTok, although we're lowest in IQ in Southeast Asia. Basta may TikTok, may paganyan-ganyan, may taas pa ng paha, may sayaw, may patalikod. Ang posing, pagkatapos ng simbang gabi, during simbang gabi sa umaga, nagti-TikTok. So, everyone now is a videographer. And that is why it is dangerous for us. We are preachers. Some of you might be with me, taking videos of us and posting it. And then we will be bashed because they can splice my video. And then they will say, I'm talking against lazy bites. I'm not. I'm marketing it. Not because I've been there, but because I love the name. The name intrigues. The name attracts. Lazy bites. Walang tugma eh. Tamad, nakagat sa Tagalog. Ano kaya ibig sabihin nun? Go there and try. Number 2, most young people's dream is to be a social influencer. Lahat ay gusto maging social influencer. O kita mo nag-aaway yung dalawa, si Vice Ganda, si Christopher Minute, pareho lang sila. Diba? Sino panalo? Ay depende kung ilan ang followers ng isa. Ay mas marami yung isa kasi siya yung may akda ng mga one-liner na wokist. Ikaw na ang magaling. Diba? Pagka nasabihan ka na ikaw na ang magaling, wala na, tameme ka na kasi na-cancel ka na eh. Yan ang cancel culture. Siya ang poster boy or what have you of wokist ideology in the Philippines. Social influencer. Number 3, all foreign vloggers all want to come to Manila, to the Philippines, because nauso yung tinatawag na Filipino baiting. Filipinos are suckers. Whenever the Philippines is mentioned in a vlog, VLOG, video log, in a vlog, everybody likes and follows. Kaya automatic, pag nag-post ka tungkol sa balut ng Pilipinas at ikaw ay puti, ikaw ay Europeo o Amerikano, automatic meron kang 3 milyon agad. 3 milyong mga Pilipino na walang ginawa kundi manood ng YouTube. Filipino baiting vloggers abound now, artificially talking about how good the Philippines is. But there is a group of YouTubers who talk against us. and tell us that all foreigners are leaving the country in droves sapagkat hindi sila makausad sa traffic sa EDSA at sa Doña Soledad at sa Cavite City at sa Bacoor, yung Great Wall of Molino na hindi matapos-tapos hanggang ngayon. YouTubers too are downgrading the Philippines and talking about how dirty the Philippines is. Sad? Okay, we can feel sad, but today my job is not to make you feel sad. My job as a priest is to elevate our level of hope, and this is the reason why we light our 4 candles dutifully before the start of Mass, because it is an increasing amount of light that has to do with the coming of the light of all nations. And today, instead of violet, we lit up the rose candle. It is a lighter color than violet that precisely talks about reasons that we should have for hope and for joy. There is one man who was despondent about so many problems in the Philippines. Wala tayong nagustuhang presidente, lahat inaway natin. Wala rin tayong nagustuhang namumuno, pero pagka-eleksyon, excited lahat. Kasi may nakatape na 3,000, 4,000 sa ilalim ng sardinas. Lahat tayo, sabi nga nila, ang eleksyon sa Pilipinas ay isang experience of liberation or wishful thinking, as the case may be. Sabi ni isang Pilipinong napakalungkot, umangal sa Diyos, sabi niya, God, why did you not do anything? And God answered him, I did. I did something. What? I created you. So that means that if there is you, there should be hope. If there is you and me, there are you and me here, there is hope. Every time we start simbang gabi, siguro mga 60% ng mga nasa unang umaga ay mga taong hindi ko nakikita pag linggo. Pero pagka simbang gabi, lahat ng sisimbang gabi. Pati mga bata na nagti-TikTok. So, kung tayo ay puno at nag-uumapaw ang simbahan natin, except yung mga ayaw magpapasok ng may hirap. Mamaya magmimisa ako doon sa isang parokya. 80% of the parishes in the Diocese of Parañaque are in gated subdivisions. And these gated subdivisions, about 3 or 4 parishes, ayaw magpapasok ng hindi nakakotse. So yung mga galing sa mga mahihirap na lugar, binibilang nila 50 lang. Hindi pwedeng 51, 50 lang. Kaya yung misa ko na alas 4:30, 50 butil. I'm very sad about it. Why did you not do anything, O God? And then I realized in God's answer, I did do something. I created you. And you are here. If you are here, then there is hope. There is something you can do. But if you want to do something, you've got to have these 3 things: self-definition, self-possession, and self-projection. If you are asked by God, are you Elijah? No, I am not, was the answer of John the Baptist. Are you the prophet? I am not. Then who are you? Define yourself. I am the voice of one crying out in the desert. Make straight the way of the Lord. After defining his vision, then he defined his mission. And when after he defined his vision and mission, then he showed to the world who he was. A voice of one crying out in the desert. But then do something. Make straight the way of the Lord. I baptize with water, but I am not even worthy of untying the sandals of one coming after me. He did not claim to be something other than he is, which means that if we want to be joyful, we need to know our place. We are not the president of the Philippines. We are a citizen of this country. And as a citizen of this country, we need to tell the whole world that there is something great and noble about us Filipinos. Like that favorite Russian of mine, there is a big community of Russians in Samal. Yun yung mga ayaw kay Putin, di naniniwala sa mga false narratives ni Putin. And they all go home to Russia, some of them in the past years. They all go back to Russia telling the goodness of the Filipino. And one of them, yes, the other day, I saw her song, A Song of Hope, yung kanta ni Ted Ito, tungkol sa pag-asa. Maghintay ka lamang. Ang kantang maghintay ka lamang ay nawala at napalitan na ng K-pop. Wala nang kundiman, wala nang kumakanta ng kundiman. Alam niyo ang ibig sabihin ng kundiman, kundi mo man ako mahalin. Kahit na parang walang pag-asa ang Pilipino, hindi nawawala ng tiwala sa sarili. Kung hindi mo man ako mahalin, maghintay ka lamang. That is the message of hope for us today. And the message of hope is bolstered by the idea that we need to be like John the Baptist. We need to define our vision. We need to define our mission. And we need to project that in what we do, not only in what we say. If we are a great people, then we shall do greatness. And we begin with what? Give thanks. Rejoice. Pray. Gratias agere, do graces, grace upon grace. These are not words, but action.